Hello, welcome back to episode 123 of our Oxygen Not Included All Achievement Run. In this episode, we have a few things to do, including fixing this Volcano Tamer. Right now, we totally annihilated everything that was in there because it was not going to work for this size of a volcano with the amount of igneous magma that's going to come out that turns into igneous rock. The way we had it set up was set up for a minor volcano, and it was not going to work. So the few things we are going to start off with is we need to create a liquid lock inside of here. We're going to have it drop right into here. So to do that, we go up 2, down 1, and then down 1, and then up here. And then this is going to be our way into the area. We need to make a gas pump. We're just going to put it right in the middle. Send all the gases out directly into the vicinity nearby. And then we also need to do that over here because we need a vacuum down there. But we're just finishing this off first. We need mesh tile here and here. It's going to drop straight down, right? So we needed to drop right down into that area. And then I do have everything set to a higher priority. Speaking of priorities, if we look at this, we did not have this set properly. And thank you for the suggestion. I did forget to change the tidying and the proximity. So the proximity settings are very nice to use, especially it says even here for larger colonies. I didn't know that this wasn't turned on by default. I thought it was always on, so I didn't really think that we had to check this box, but you can read it here if you'd like, but we are going to enable it to make sure that this gets done in a reasonable amount of time. Our volcano goes off in 17 cycles, so we have to really focus up to get that done in that reasonable amount of time. So the first things first that we need to do is we need to see how far over do we need. Okay, this tile right here is going to be the one that we drop here. So I'm just going to put it here so I don't forget where it's at, right? We are going to put some extra ones of these here, these other insulated tiles, and then how else do we want to do that? So if it's going to drop here, we want one row right next to it, right? And then we look at the steam turbine. We're going to make these out of iron. We don't need to make it out of anything else. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 5. You know why? Because I'm feeling zesty. So we are going to do that many. Go all the way across. Finish that up. And we want another liquid lock over here. So we go... just like this, right? And then we need a bottle emptier here. We're going to do the same thing similarly up here. This one, it's not going to work like we want it to, but that's okay, right? Yeah. So what's going to happen is it's only going to hit these 2 different squares as long as we create a breach in this atmosphere. That's why. What am I thinking? We need to build this other one first. This one doesn't need to be made out of obsidian like this one. I don't think this all needs to be made out of obsidian since this should only get closer to 200 degrees Celsius. But I'm doing it as a precaution because you never know. I want to move these over 1 actually. Now we know. Okay, we're gonna move it over 1 more. That way it gives us an extra buffer between the walls. So we want iron again. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we are going to need a liquid reservoir. Going to need to get rid of the U first. Okay. And then we're going to have another loop here. We're going to use hydrogen in this one instead of polluted water because we have so much hydrogen, it's not even funny. So, yeah, if we look at our hydrogen, it's backing up, so that would fill up the area pretty quickly, right? And we also need another one of these to go, say, here and here. We're gonna go obsidian over, just like that. These need to be all the way across. You know, we don't need it. We need it one higher. We don't need it all the way. All this is made out of obsidian. Okay. That was a precaution, so we're going to change those. We'll leave this one. No, we won't. We'll leave that one obsidian because it's getting close to where the magma is going to come out. Okay. So we're changing all this one down here because we're going to go up to 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. We don't even need to put these in here. So they have access to both areas. Perfect. Okay. So we're just going to let them run for a minute. Let them figure out what they need to do. We're going to go up and over. And that should be enough. One would think, right? All this is at a higher priority. So hopefully we can get that done. We're going to move at a faster speed here, just to make sure that we are catching everything at a reasonable time. And I'm doing this live. I'm not like sitting here and what am I trying to say here? I'm building this in a way where I can show you step by step. I'm not gonna segment it and not show what we've been doing this entire time. I find that a lot of times if you try to follow a build, steps get missed pretty easily. So I want to show the entire start to finish, including maybe even some troubleshooting if we need to figure out the best ways to handle the different areas, right? So sometimes it happens where you run into specific issues. No, didn't mean to press that button. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting more obsidian. So, can they reach that? I don't know. No, we don't want to get all that off of there. 1, 2, let's build. There we go. And then we'll make that the higher priority. Oh yeah, we needed more food, so. Okay, back to the Volcano Tamer. So they are going to work on that pretty much the rest of the time. We need to change some of the plumbing. We're going to go cobalt. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Right? We go to insulated pipe. We aren't going to change anything with the insulated pipe in here yet. We're going to do that in a little bit. So the last thing that we need to do is insulated pipe and put that here. 1, 2, 1, 2. No. We don't want to have it right there. We want to change those to go. We'll just do those here. What I want to have happen is put bridges across, so that way we don't have any issues with the liquid coming out of the steam engines. Plumbing, ceramic is what we're gonna make the next part out of. Down, ceramic, perfect. Okay. Now we do liquid vents. Everything in here is going to be steel. I'm not going to shortchange the build. It needs to be made out of steel, and we need to do this really right the first time. is what I'm trying to say. This here also needs to be made. We're gonna send them out on both ends. That way we make a vacuum easily. Yeah. Everything needs to be done, and it needed to be done like yesterday, so there we go. Once all of this is capable of becoming a vacuum, we can't make it a vacuum yet, not until all of this liquid lock is set up, right? Then we can move into the more important part. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So one of the other things we are going to do is we need to wire a bunch of, what am I thinking of here? We're going to be wiring a bunch of stuff, changing kind of the layout of the conductive wire here. We need to send over, we'll make it out of copper if we can. Okay. And we're not changing this to steel, so I'm paying attention, very close attention. Okay, all this needs to be made so we can start pumping out all this oxygen out of the area. Anytime you make a build like this, you always have to use vacuums. It just really stops heat transferring from each location. It just makes sense to do that every single time. So whenever you see these builds in any format, that would be the reasoning, is it's essential to control where the heat transfers are happening. You know, I'm not a professional at this game. I do try my hardest because I love this game. It's one of my favorite ones, and it's not an easy one to figure out in 2 seconds. You have to do a lot of trial and erroring if you don't understand specific things, and you'd rather, you know, like me, I don't like spoilers, right? So I try to find the best ways to handle different things, and yeah, that's kind of how it is. So we need power down here, so we're going to flip this around over here. Again, this whole area should be cold, so we don't need to have this made. We could even make that out of lead if we wanted to, is what I'm trying to get at. So go back to power. Let's go to heavy watt. We're going to do a lot, and I mean a lot, of wire, right? So we're going to go here, over, and then it's going to go up here. Okay. Slowly but surely things are getting done. We're going to have a conductive wire. We're going to make this one out of steel. That's going to go down and over, straight to this one, over here, and straight to that one as well. And then again, 10 is that one. Okay. And then we will need power going to the other. Let's go like this. Conductive wire. Then we go down and over. Go straight down. There we go. That should fix our issue that we have. Okay. And then piping. No, don't do that, because that won't work. We'll go up and over directly to the other one. And then this one's going to do the same thing, but it's going to go here. High pressure gas vent. Make it out of iron. Actually, let's just put it right there instead. That way if we need to build something here, like a liquid reservoir, we don't have any issues with that. Okay. Okay. They really need to get these done. So I can open up this, and then it drops the brine right into the location, and then we essentially make it what we want. All right. That is looking great. Once this is complete, then we can make it the way that we want it to. Can they reach that? Don't know that they can reach that. Oh, they can. Good. They have to like finagle their way around stuff, but it worked. How are we doing? Okay, we are extracting stuff from here. We have... Okay, we got the artifact. We got 11 tiles to get back to the other place. All right, let's go back down. Keep track of what's going on. Okay, so now that doesn't have power yet, but we will fix it by going here. And yeah, this is going to probably put a lot of stress on the duplicants. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do. We are really time constrained, so we really have to get this done reasonably. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. All of this needs to be high priority. And then, yeah. There we go. Meteor showers, oh man. So while they finish some of that up, let's take a peek as to what's going on here. Okay, we've got 70,000. Got some hatch eggs, that's always good. People are taking breaks, which is good. Let's go back over here. And once this is done, oh, all that's done. So what we're gonna do is drop in some brine. Ready, drop, and close. There we go, instant liquid lock. All we need are these right here, and then it'll work. Okay, we're gonna deliver some of this brine. We have one location for the brine, which is right here. There we go. We could move to the faster speed, but we're doing okay. We're doing just fine over here. Let's see how else we can start changing things up. So we are going to need a way to cool the igneous rock, right? So once this is completed, oh, they can't reach it, that's why. All right, so let's do 1, 2. Can they reach this? They can, okay. So the other way that we are going to cool the igneous rock is by putting it in this other loop here. 1, 2, and then we'll go up 1 like that. Okay. That should allow us to at least, we'll do bottle emptier right there. So we have kind of a, we've started our vacuum on that side. That one's vacuumed in. We do need to do this and get this power done. So what we're gonna do is high priority on those. I'm tired of looking at it. It would help if all of our, oh my gosh, really? We would do that. Let's get rid of this guy, because We don't need that in here. So having any liquid here and here completes the liquid lock requirement as long as you have enough liquid that is not going to like evaporate and whatnot. We are just going to leave this turned on for now. Same thing here. We are also going to put some brine in. I want to change this like so, and then we'll spill some brine over here and then re-up some more brine for the liquid locks we have. You need 1,000 kilograms is the actual total for this bottom tile for it to work properly to touch the top one with extra. So we're not there yet. This stuff has to be completed as well. Okay. Even if we don't complete the other side, that's fine. We'll do that in a minute. Yeah, we don't need any sort of oxygen inside of here. Just needed to remove that entirely. So 10 tiles is right here. Okay, so it is this wall. So we'll be, the ending wall will end up right here. No, we don't want to mess with that right now. We have some of that done. This is now capable of being... Oh, what are we doing here? Let's deconstruct this. And we'll make that out of iron, and then that will connect. We don't need to remake the other ones. We just need to make the middle one and then reconnect it. We're gonna build this right here for a second. For just a small reason. These saves are getting absurd. Wait. I don't know if they're going to be able to get back. They might have to go the opposite way. It's alright. Unreachable food. Ren. Oh, I see. Okay. So all we need to do next is make this, put one here and here. Make this the highest priority, and then we can make this back into what it was, which is liquid lock. So. Then we will deconstruct you. Same thing, we need to make another one of those to enclose this area. Okay, same thing, where'd you go? Here you are. Plate. It should be reachable. My goodness. Here, we're just going to deconstruct this temporarily. That'll give us access to both sides. Okay. Same thing here. Okay, and then we can deconstruct this. Perfect. Now it's back into our liquid lock and they can have fun once again. Let's go back over here, wind up all of that. How much time do we got? Okay, 14 cycles. Okay, that's why we're getting the power situated. This just needs to go all the way across. Now, booyah. Now we start making our vacuum. And what else do we need? We need to get rid of these buildings here. And we need one of those. Same thing. We're gonna vacuum that one out. Okay. We're good now. Let's... Oh, it needs a little bit more. I thought it would be fine, but it's not. Wait, why did that go away? We just made that. That was pretty bizarre. Okay, so now we have... Open it up. Let some brine out. Close it up. Now we just need to mop this over here. It's quite a bit. It's not like flattening out because of all the other liquid that we have. That's okay. Unreachable, huh? Okay, so we have all of that. What do we need? We do need polluted water. So how we are going to get polluted water is from this pipe right here. Let's do a bridge, flip it around, right? And then this is eventually going to go where we need it to. So I'm going to cut this pipe here because we're going to change it. What we will need is, I'm going to make this out of steel. Well, no, I'll make it out of cobalt. We'll go... Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. No, it should be fine. We'll just do the opposite of the other one. Okay, and I'm just going to use steel for the last part of it. Okay, and then on the insulated tile part... Oh wait, let's do that. There we go. And then we will have one here and one here. And this will allow us to loop it right into the cooling system we have with the aqua tuner, keeping everything nice and cold. So this is going to provide us with a cooling method for both two things. For one being all of the igneous rock is going to go through both of these. Don't need to change that. And then the other part is we need to do same thing here. We'll go all the way across, up, down, same thing. And then we will just do that. So this is going to loop around itself, right? Continually until it is completely cold at whatever temperature we set here, which was 40 degrees, right? Let's do back to shipping. We are going to put a bridge here because that's going to stop it from sending it back down the conveyors, right? Let's mop this up too because we do need to get back in here possibly. Okay. Whew, man, we're cutting it close, everyone. 12.9 cycles. Okay, let's look at the star map. Looks like we're done. Let's go back home. How are we doing on our other asteroid? Let's just slow it down, check things out. Okay, it's looking pretty good, except for the fact that this needs to be sweep only. A little oops, but that's alright. All of that looks pretty good. What's the temperature look like down here? Oh yeah. Temperature's cooling off. It's looking great over here. So we're not going to do too much over here right now. We do need to put a refinement, metal refinery. Let's make it out of obsidian. Why not? We're feeling extra spicy today. And let's go back to the other asteroid. Okay, we need to keep focusing on this. We do need one of these. I'm going to put it kind of in the middle. Like I said, I'm going to put hydrogen in this other vent system. We're going to insulate it. Go over. And then just insulate it directly into it, and then that should be fine. Perfect. Okay, we've got that completed. We've got those completed. That is a vacuum now, so we can get rid of these. Let's make everything. We'll get rid of it here, here. Okay, let's look at the wire. Perfect. Okay. Again, everything is taking a little bit longer to do just because we're making sure everything looks good. Let's see, so it falls here, right? We don't want it falling directly into, I'm talking about the magma here. I don't want the magma falling directly into the pit from up here. I want to have a reservoir of magma that continually feeds this area, right? That's what I would like to see. And we need the auto sweeper to kind of be on a timer, or we want the conveyor loader to be on some sort of timer. That way it doesn't get flashed with heat too quickly, right? We don't want it to anything to take damage. So from that over 1,000 degree temperature, right? That's why we're doing this, is to completely remove the heat component and get some free power out of it while we're at it. Let's look at a couple things here. We are also going to need we're going to drop it off here. This is going to be water that is from the main line over here. We don't need a lot of water. We just need about 600 per square all the way across, how many ever we go over. Go over and up. No, don't do that. Over and up. All we need is a liquid bridge now. Make our lives as easy as possible. In there, we are going to make it out of ceramic. Just to be safe. Never hurts to be overly cautious, right? Let's look at how much we have. See, we're at grams of gas right now, so everything here is at a higher priority. Can't close this up yet, but we can break those. We don't need them. We want this to look a little nice, right? Okay, let's look at our plumbing again. Okay, all that's not connected. Let's pause it for a second. Okay. We're not changing. Oh, that one needs to be made. Plumbing, insulated pipe. This is okay to be granite since this is in the cold area. So we'll let them do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Don't change anything. And the input will probably change. Yeah, the input will probably change. Because we need to have an input with the aqua tuner and everything, so that's just what we're going to do in a minute. We also have kind of a need for those. Okay. Below 5. Okay. And that's because this thermo sensor is right next to the liquid pump. So we need this to be colder if we want it to be sent into the sieve. Let's change this priority to a 9. Again, so I really liked this mechanic that we used earlier to cool down the oxygen and the hydrogen, right? Our hydrogen is looping around itself. So using this radiator to our advantage here, not only for the first loop that we created, but actually expanding on it and making it even better. I think that's the best route to go. Especially because we're going to have two types of things, two different types. We'll have the liquid one and then the hydrogen one. We haven't used hydrogen to cool down stuff, but it is a nice one because if we click on hydrogen, it can get to negative 252.2 degrees Celsius, right? Polluted water, not so great at how much it can, well, polluted water, it goes down to negative 20, right? So we can constantly keep the hydrogen colder if we decide to keep it off of that loop and put it on a different one. So anyways, let's continue. We're on the slowest speed. We can move it a little bit faster. Let's check our timing. Okay, 12.3 cycles. We are in really good shape, I think. We need to go over 1, 2, and let's get rid of those. Not everything, just the buildings. Come on, save. Let's go. There we go. Man, I really need I've got like 64 gigs of RAM in my PC, so that's not my PC issue. Alright, so all that looks good. Let's look at the shipping for a second. There we go. We're going to be bringing polluted dirt. Actually, that's what we need to do. We need to fix this. Go down and then go over. So polluted dirt is going here. Follow this. Up here. Okay. So the only way to get polluted dirt over there is to filter it again, right? And then send it on its merry way elsewhere. And that goes down and over, down, over. Man, we're gonna need to fix that for sure. The only reason I was looking at polluted dirt is because the other rocket is gonna have some. Okay, so we are doing this even though we don't have a liquid lock here yet. Can we please do that? That would be helpful. Okay, we got most of this done and out of here. This is just running perpetually for a moment. Okay, they're completing those. We aren't sending water in here yet because we haven't closed it off. It's not a vacuum. We need to get everything done here. Okay, so you're going to get the obsidian first. You're not... It's because the tidying is lower on the priority list right now. So we will need to change that to standard for now, so we can get this done. Okay, so another thing that we are going to do is we're going to have the same methodology for this shutoff over here. Okay, so we need to figure out the best way to... This is where it's going to drop, right? Yes. And then we need to leave this open until everything is completely removed from here. But Where are you? Metal tile, make you out of steel. We're going to put you right here. The only thing that we are going to do is let the magma fall in here, okay? And then we're also going to have 2 doors with a buffer timer, 2 buffer timers, mind you, 1 for each of them. The first door is going to be set to close first, and then the second door is going to have a little bit delay because of the buffer timer. That way we don't lose any magma, right? I don't want to have any magma missing. I don't want to destroy it. I want it utilized so we don't destroy any. And that's just kind of how we are going to handle that. Same thing here. We need to bottle emptier, enable auto bottle, higher priority, boom, done. You can get rid of that one now. There you go. So now that we have some of this, as long as we have a little bit of liquid here and a little bit of liquid here, I'm okay with this because that creates the liquid lock, right? Look at materials. There's not a lot of oxygen in here, so it's going to be fine. Yeah, I don't need to keep sending stuff in here anymore, so we're just going to stop it right there. Okay, we're getting closer. We're in milligrams on all of the carbon dioxide. Okay, so with this like that, we should do a couple things. We should figure out what type of automation we are going to use for the doors, not the doors, for the trigger to open the doors, right? So we have a thermosensor that could work. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I like a failsafe. So we are going to do an OR gate, probably right here. Let's do that. Okay. We're going to do a thermal sensor right here. That's going to have a automation wire made out of steel. These are both made out of steel. Yes, they are. Okay. Then we are going to go up and over here. Right? My only problem that I'm going to have is if we need to get our shipping. I'm just putting this here temporarily to look at the automation. Okay. It can reach both of those. It probably won't reach this one when we close this off. Okay. That's fine. Totally fine. All right. So now we want a steel. Okay, good. Thermo aqua tuner. We need to make that out of steel as well. We're going to leave a one gap here in case we change our minds with how it looks. We need a utilities, no, plumbing, a liquid pipe thermosensor out of steel once again, right? Back to automation. Okay. This is going to be the sensor that tells the thermal aqua tuner when to turn off and turn on. We have that every single time. So we go out and in, right? And then this is all ceramic, so we should be fine up and over directly into this pipe here. Don't need to change that. Okay, this is only connected right now, so that way it can send all of the water. What we should do is connect it there and then cut it off so we can fill up this one. And then we are going to do that. And then the ceramic is going to bring this here. No, we don't need ceramic there. We just need ceramic here and here Make sure that that's what's going on. I did this kind of wrong. We're going to fix that right now. We always need a liquid bridge here. Okay, we always. And I say that because you don't want to send any of this liquid back into the pipe. Right, like this. Just like our other ones, we have it set like this on all the different other ones, so this is just making sure we are consistent and it looks nicer and it works completely like it should. All right, starting to look like we want it to. Let's do that. Let's start building these out of obsidian. Pull all those up there, make it squared off on the top, squared off on the bottom. Right? How many more do we have? 10 cycles. We are getting there. We are like, I want to say 60% done. Back to this here. Okay. We need 2 buffers, which we will have set in here in a minute. I think we're gonna set them. How do we want the buffers? We want them to go down here, or do we want them to go over here? We could just put this, we probably could put that right there, couldn't we? Yeah, we are going to change this. This gives us more room. No, don't get rid of everything, just get rid of that and then get rid of the automation. Okay. And then we want it here. This just gives us ultimately more room to do what we need it to do. And that's another reason why we move the aqua tuner, right? So the other failsafe that I want to put is I want my own way to turn it on and off if something goes wrong. That's just me being a little paranoid, but I'd rather get this done right and then have an option to turn it on and off whenever I want instead of messing with the thermosensor. Okay. Now the last part that I'm not going to be able to do until all this is in a vacuum is the doors with the magma chamber. So we're going to wait until we have a vacuum to complete that. Okay, we're in a vacuum up here, so we can finish this one off. Let's go in here. Let's get rid of you. We don't need you. All we need is like that. And then we just remove all of the material and then we can close this off. We're good. Voila. Yep, once we have all this material, we'll close this off, and that will be the other area that we use to cool off the igneous rock. With a lot of time to spare, 10 cycles, we got so much accomplished. I'm super happy about that, actually. I thought it would take a lot longer. Yeah, let's... I thought we picked up all the ice. I guess we didn't. Oh, it's on sweep only on the ice. That makes sense. Whoosh. Away they go. Milligram, microgram. Okay, this side is almost done. Let's look at the... Yeah, we still have some. It's gonna take a little bit, not too long. So we'll turn that off. And then this we want to be below, I don't know, 600 degrees. And I say that because we want magma to be in there, right? We don't want it to be empty, because when things get empty, then it relieves, then that heat, the heat doesn't turn on, right? Doing this also allows us to turn off the doors that we are going to turn on and off, right? So that is the other reason why we do it in this manner. Okay, vacuum and vacuum. Is everything out? No, it is not. All right, we will need to deconstruct this one and this one then. There's too big of a gap between these two. Okay, so I did that and then it was fine. Okay, so we have that. We're going to build up like that, and then we're going to build these here. We're going to remove this and then build in through the other vacuum. That'll save us a lot of time. Okay. Let's close this off. Like I said, this one does not need to have any sort of obsidian. It just needs to be encapsulated in some sort of material. That's going to be helpful. Okay, we've got this here. Up and over so we can finish that. Okay. We haven't even touched the auto sweeper stuff yet. We're going to do that next. Okay, that's at the highest priority. It's really good. How are we doing on our other asteroid? Okay, we have a lot of water here. It's almost to the point where we can just break this open. In fact, we might do that. Let's just do that. I'm going to break it open, and then that gives us extra room. Right, look at it go. Flooded immediately. Just relieves all this from getting completely overran. Don't think they'll be able to reach all of that, but they'll be able to get close. Okay. Also gave us some food. Alright, so one thing that we do need to change down here is we need to get rid of these mushrooms and change it in for grub fruits. What is happening is we're running out of slime, right? We only have 100 kil. Now that is not where I was a second ago. Okay, let's go back here. We're going to dig them up. Cancel. Oh, yeah, we're going to dig them all up and then change them to something else. Why this is not... Oh, power. That would be helpful. Okay. We have some printables. A hatch and brine. Let's do some hatch action. There we go. Much better. Okay, so this is walled off. It'll keep providing hydrogen in here, right? Let's see, this plumbing, it's not connected. Don't need to change anything. What we do need to do is change this to below, because we don't care about if this temperature is colder. We're just going to fill up this reservoir a little bit. Let's check our loop, right? We don't even have it in a loop yet, which what we'll do now is just go straight down and over, and then over. Okay, since it's in the insulated tile, I'm not going to change it to ceramic. I'm just going to leave it like we have it, and then that'll be it. Okay, we are going to use polluted water, so we don't want it to We wanted to send a green signal if it is above 0 degrees, right? If it's above 0 degrees, like 1, 2, 3, polluted water, right? We click on polluted water, can go to -20. So we could change that to even like -2, right? So that way it's at -1 and at 0, it would run. So, perfect. Okay, all that is a vacuum now. So, let's also build those. We are building this in a specific order here, only because when we close it off, then the brine goes in the direction we expect instead of a direction we don't expect. Okay, all that's done. Right, we need to just make sure, okay, so there's no power yet. Let's get rid of all these, changes to everything. Let's get rid of it all. We don't want anything else in the area that the magma is going to be sitting in. Same thing here. Okay. That gives us our material back. And then we can go back to power, conductive wire, 1 out of steel, straight down. Wiring. There we go. That'll give us even more material back, right? This should be on their list of things to complete quickly, so. How much time we got? 8.5 cycles. This is pretty good. Okay. We're almost there. I know we focused in a lot of this right now. Where are you going? And why are we stuck? There we go. That would be why they were stuck. We're sending cobalt and everything else from the rocket. We should be sending the polluted dirt elsewhere, but it'll probably overpressurize anyways. Nuclear waste. You see that? Don't know what that's about, but let's move that. You know where I want that? I want that out here, like here. That was weird. I don't know where that nuclear waste came from. Well, we probably had, just thinking about it now, we probably had some from the materials study from when it was hitting this over here. But it's okay. It's fine. Okay. We got that one done. And then we can do these two next. And now we can break open into the volcano area. We also can get rid of all this. Let's remove it. All right, good. And then once that's done, we start removing ladders. Once these are gone, we remove this ladder. We should be able to reach this now, so. Okay, good. All right, so while they're figuring that out, the next thing we need to do is figure out the shipping, right? So this has a width of all the way over there, which is good, which is fine. We're gonna copy this shut off, right? So we want it, it's gonna be the opposite direction, kind of. We'll go like this, and over, up, and then let's see, how else are we gonna go? Down and around, right? This is gonna be a bridge. We go not out of gold, we want it out of steel again. This should be fine. Copper, I mean, I'd rather do these out of iron, to be honest. Okay, then we also need a conveyor loader, which we're going to put right here. Make that out of steel as well. I want it to go right up against the steam turbine. Last thing here, same thing. We're going to put it like that, so nothing can go back into the conveyor loader, and then we are going to go down and around like so. Actually we can't do that because we need a way into, we'll go backwards instead of forwards. We'll go over, there we go. Right, that looks pretty good, right? Okay, this is going to be igneous rock. Igneous rock, right? And then let's double check this. Okay, we have that turned off. And then the signal is not going anywhere yet. We haven't put it anywhere. Yeah, and I'm not letting this run on purpose, because if we did, this would get too hot and we would take damage and then it would not work. So we don't want that. Okay, so next we want a, this is just to stop it from going straight down. Honestly, it might work that way, but I want to create a little bit of a reservoir, and that's just why we're doing it that way. So we need power. Let's go power, conductive wire, make it out of steel, down, and go down, and then perfect. Okay. We are going to slow it down right there. It has been quite the conundrum figuring this out. Please let me know what you guys think on how this is going to work. If you think it's going to work the way I think it is, or if you think it's going to need some adjustments. What do you think? Let me know. I would really appreciate it. I hope this has provided some insight into the way that my brain works, because it obviously doesn't work like everybody else's. So anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.